third week, following my first chemotherapy, I had an appointment with the oncologist just to see how I was doing following the first vulnerable experience, right? The first vulnerable week. And so I went to see him, and I went in and I was kind of like, I got through it. I got through that week. It was hard, but I stayed home and I rested, and yeah, I got through it. And he was like, well, that's good. I'm really happy that you took the time to listen to your body, Sasha. And I said, look, my hair ain't dropped. Can you see? My hair's still there. And I'd cut my hair again, and I'd kind of cut it all low, like a one. So if you like, you go to the barbers and you cut your hair all in one, I'd cut it all low. So that long part that I had at the front had been taken off now. So now I just had it all short. But I still had hair on my head, right? So I was still happy. And I said to him, I don't think the chemo is going to take away my hair, because I've had chemo now and my hair's still here. And he said, Sasha, are we still talking about your hair? It's going to go. There is no doubt it's going to go. I cannot tell you when, but you will lose your hair with this regime. And I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, all right. But I still felt pretty well. And he took my blood pressure, and we did my weigh me again, and they looked at my bloods, and my bloods were showing that my neutrophils, which are the white blood cells, were low. And he said, we may have to delay your next chemo if your blood cells are low. And I said, no, I don't want to delay anything. I want to hurry up and get these 6 cycles done so that I'm cancer free and I can get on with my life. And he said, okay, so you may have to start injecting yourself with GCSF, which will help to boost your white blood cells back up, because, black people typically have really low white blood cells anyway. So when you have chemotherapy, it just makes them even lower. And I said, black people? So there's a difference? And he said, oh yes, most definitely. And I said, oh, okay. So he gave me these GCSF injections, and they showed me how to inject myself, and I had to kind of inject myself in my stomach every day for 5 days, and that would bring up my white blood cells. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do that then. So I left knowing that the following week, after my week of GCSF injections, I'd be going back for my second cycle of chemotherapy. So I went home, went to bed, and the next morning I woke up and my hair, or some pieces of hair, were on my pillow. And I was so upset. Like, I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't believe it was going to happen. And I was so upset, man. I couldn't even face taking the kids to school. Like, I was like, oh my God, I can't leave my house. I can't. But I did. I put my trusty grey baseball cap on my head. And those of you that know me know I love that grey baseball cap. I know I should throw it away. It's like 1,000,000 years old, but I just love it. It's just so comfortable. But anyway, I put it on my head, and I walked them to school. And I saw my friend Sadie by the school gates. And she obviously knew what was going on with me. I think Sadie, Michelle, and Carla, my friends near where I lived, they were the only people around the area that I had told, because they were my close mates. And she said, how you going on, Sash? How's everything going? And I said, it's happening, My hair started dropping this morning. And she was like, okay, babe. Oh, I can cut the rest of it for you if you want. And I was like, I don't know, I'll let you know. And she's like, well, if you do, just ring me. I'll come over. And I was like, okay. And yeah, so then I dropped the kids off and I went home and I started taking pictures of my hair where it was falling out on the sides. And I was upset, man. I was crying, man, and I was in the mirror and I felt ugly. I felt so ugly. And I just didn't like how I looked. And I didn't want to be bald. I didn't want to look like I had cancer. And now it was forcing me to look like that. And so I called Sadie. And I said, can you come and shave my head? And she was like, sure, babe. I've got a few run-ins to do, but I can be there by lunchtime. And I said, okay, great. And that gave me a few hours to compose myself and pull myself together so that I didn't look like I weren't coping. Because I didn't want anyone to see that I weren't coping. You know, I wanted to seem like I had my shit together. Like this was not an issue. I got this. You know, and she came over and she shaved my head. And I said, thanks. And she said, you look great, babe. You look great. And I was like, yeah, it don't look too bad, does it? And I was lying. Because I felt horrible. I did. I felt horrid. But I knew I couldn't help it. That was it. This was life now. And I went searching for a pair of large, round, hooped earrings. And I had some silver ones in a drawer that I'd bought in like Claire's Accessories or something. And I put them in my ears and I took a picture. And I thought, you know what? No one knows I got cancer that ain't close to me. I'm posting this. I'm going to post this on Facebook. So people think I just did a hairstyle. And I did. I posted the picture saying my new hairstyle. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to rock it. People are going to think it's a new hairstyle. They're not going to pity me. I'm not going to allow them to. They're not going to know. They're going to think it's a phase, right? I'm going all Nubian. I'm going to get myself some, you know, African pieces and bits and pieces, and I'm going to be a Nubian queen. You know? Bald and bold. That's me. And I talked myself into, you know, really believing that I could rock this. And obviously the doubts were still inside, like, still really scared to face my partner because he hadn't seen it. He was locked up, so until I went to visit him, he had no idea, like, how I was looking. And I was scared for him to see me bald. I didn't feel confident. In fact, it was like my beauty was attached to my external appearance. And all of a sudden, I lost my confidence because I didn't look like me, to me. So, therefore, I weren't beautiful anymore. And it took a long time for me to even realize that beauty ain't external. You could be stunning on the outside and be so ugly inside. But I figured that out throughout the journey. I figured out a lot of stuff throughout the journey, which is why I keep wanting to share. Because I've grown and I've changed, and I think that's how it helped me to heal. But anyway, that's for another video.